everybody. Hey, we
Let me get
started
my headphones
today. We've got on this hangout with us Jin, Amy, and Cece. Cece can't stay for too long, can you, Cece, this today? Cece?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just putting the headphones on.
You're at work and you joined us, but we're going to have another hangout in a couple of days to make up for today. But you've just joined
Absolutely.
us. Yeah. So, yeah, how's things going then? I said, put your video out. Brilliant video.
I appreciate that, Karen. Yeah, no, here in New York, it's total mayhem at this point. I mean, we've got closed beaches. You're allowed to go to the beach if you'd like and walk around on the sand, sit down in the sand with a towel if you'd like. Now, these are the state beaches. I'll get into very quickly with the state, the town beaches like Babylon, Long Island, those areas. But I mean, on the state beaches, you can actually go there, sit on the sand. They're going to cut off the parking and limit it to 50%, which is next to impossible down there, because if you really think about it, most people can just go park in the grass if they want to. So I'd like to see how they're gonna control that. And I mean, it's now the beaches that I go to are actually the town of Babylon. Now, the town of Babylon don't want people from out of town. So if you're not a resident, that beach is closed. You can't go to it. Totally gone. You can't even walk through the beach if you want to.
So basically,
you see the politician.
So basically, this COVID thing is all about segregation. That's all it is. Just segregation,
yeah, exactly.
one way or another.
Absolutely.
For you or me,
Nail on
it's
that.
segregation. Yeah.
It's segregation. It's taking your pride away from you, basically, your business, your work, taking away, giving your own daughter a hug now at this point, now that everybody is secluded in their apartment, but they're hearing that everybody, you got to keep away from everybody, 6 feet worth of distance. She can't even see any of her friends. I mean, could you see what this is doing to the kids that are
damaging.
Absolutely, Jen. Absolutely. This is damaging to every child out there. And I really feel bad for families that have kids that are young that can't interact with their friends anymore, except on Zoom or on social networking. I mean, come on, really,
I
know.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, they're starting to promote dinner party, but you're in your own home, so you'll just be an icon on a computer screen. They're starting to promote doing things as separate people.
Oh, yeah.
You're in your home watching it, pretending you're at a dinner party.
Oh,
absolutely, and all the proms that are supposed to be happening, gone. I mean, the graduations.
What about the drive-through graduations now?
Oh,
so you drive up, get your diploma, and you drive off.
It's hysterical, Jen. I just got an email from the county executive, because they send it to all the residents of Westchester County, and they said they're going to do a virtual prom and a virtual graduation. all the tuxedo companies out of business now. They're all done. I mean,
I've thought about it. Maybe you could just become a comedian now.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, but where do you go?
That's right.
You can't go anywhere. Everything's closed.
Virtual comedian.
It's
Pay me at my PayPal account.
It really is just so. I mean, it's so comical how these politicians get into their position and they just completely destroy New York City is destroyed at this point. There's not even. I mean, my friend calls me up. Yeah, it's totally done. I mean, everything is shut down. There's nobody walking on the streets. There is nothing going on down there at all whatsoever.
The level of hype is unbelievable, man. You can peel it off the wall. Yeah. It's that bad.
Yes.
Yeah. This happened in 1918. Why weren't we prepared for it? I mean, why weren't we prepared for something that happened almost 102 years ago? And then all of a sudden, 2020, it came back up, and we're totally not prepared. We're shutting down the entire. Trump, our president, just said that if we had
by design, isn't it? Obviously, it's all done by design.
He even said if there's a second wave, screw you, we're not shutting down the country. It's the politicians
Yes.
that are, you know, that's what
It's all
he's
crap anyway. I mean, look, that's just stupid talk because they're not going to shut it down. This is all done by design.
Mhm.
All done by design, man. You know, there was no coronavirus killing people.
Right.
It's just lies.
No, it's nothing. It's a flu.
It's overhyped, government overreach. That's what's happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
all come out now.
It's biblical proportions that I'm
We
seeing here.
imprisoned
That
ourselves overnight. We didn't even need the police or the soldiers. We all did it ourselves. We just surrendered overnight.
Exactly.
Exactly, Karen. Everybody just surrendered. And the stupid thing is that I remember our mayor, before the mayor that's out there right now, I believe, let me just think what the hell his name was.
Yeah.
I can't think of it off the top of my, Bloomberg,
Yeah,
Bloomberg, Mayor Bloomberg.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Mayor Bloomberg, yeah. Who was running for presidency,
Right at the,
wasn't he, with his money?
yeah, good luck with that one. Right at the end, he I tried to pass a law that 20-ounce. Hold on, I'm sorry, I just had. Okay, he tried to pass that law about 20-ounce sodas. He was trying to ban that, so nobody down in the city could drink 20-ounce sodas, and everybody got in such a uproar.
Yeah.
And then I tell people, you know, look at you now. You know, look at you now. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yes.
You know, how it's just completely destroyed a state and a country, world.
That's right.
I mean, you can't trust that mayor at all. His eyes are too close together, and everything he says. if you're going out on the street, you're risking my life. Yeah, life.
It's the biggest joke. I mean, it really is.
It's quite a heavy thing to put on someone, isn't it?
Yeah.
You make me ill. You make me ill. Don't go
I
out.
know.
And it's all over the
can't
BT
be fair.
Tower. You know that in England we've got the BT Tower. It says "Stay at home, save the NHS." All that
Does
crap.
it say that? Does it say that?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Wow, I'm going to look that up. I'm going to look that up. Bloody
And
hell.
I was telling you guys that what I saw today was just unbelievable. And this is new here. No, not the, you know, the face masks, the gloves. We've come accustomed to see these sheep walk around with that. But I actually saw somebody today that had covers on his shoes.
That's ridiculous, though, isn't it?
Listen, it's so confusing and contradicting because you've got the medical saying, "Why don't you leave the masks and everything to us? Because now there's a shortage of masks." I'm like, what is this?
Well, that's what I said in my video, because they didn't plan for this. How are they going to manufacture 300 million masks? They can't. So now, you know, just grab whatever the hell you can. You know?
Meanwhile, latest news on masks, 2 designs have come up. One that opens up and you can eat your food and all that and get it in. A mate of mine sent it. John Leonard he's living in England. He sent it through, right? And then the other one is
hysterical.
They're designing a new transparent mask so it doesn't look so threatening, you know? So you can see through it. You can see the mouth talking.
But you see, this is obviously they're planning for long term, because now we're having companies that are inventing these new masks. So this is not something that's going to go away tomorrow. You know, this is something obviously something long term.
Absolutely, they're planning for 2 years of this nonsense. They guess what they said? For things to go back to normal, like the economy, will take 12 years. They said 12 years.
Oh, easy. I mean,
12 years to go back to February's level. Back in February's level of economy.
This is what's really getting me. They're so pushing the coronavirus when really they should be pushing the economy as well. I mean, we're in a deep recession right now. We've all got our cars. We'll be riding around in these cars for the next 5-10 years. We're only at the beginning of this. We're not at the end of it. We're at the beginning of something else.
I mean, everybody's going to lose their job, so we're going to be going back to horse and carriage days. I mean, it's like we're going to be going back to the 1800s. Nobody's going to be able to afford gas, their car. I mean, you know, we got leases, we got mortgages.
Horse shit everywhere, my word. Yeah. Oh my God, I've stepped in the horse shit.
Yeah, because they're subsidising everything right now, right? So we're all right now. Most of us will get grants or whatever it is, or benefits. But I'm talking of a year's time. Let's come back in a year's time and have a hangout and see where we are and what's happening.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
and that's
know.
I probably,
We're not looking
I probably
ahead
won't be
right
here
now.
because
We're
I
only
can't afford to
looking at
pay
each
the bill.
day.
I probably won't have a bill to pay. I won't be able to get on. Can't pay the bills, you know.
Yeah, of
well,
course,
yeah,
we're only looking at today, but let's look in a year's time. We're not talking about,
No Wi-Fi.
you know,
yeah,
they keep going on and on and on about this COVID thing, but we're not talking about our economies and what's happening. Either everything's all right and they have the money and what they're doing is just their game,
Right.
or we're in serious trouble.
Well, we are.
Yeah.
We are.
Now, what's going on Jin, what's going on in your country? Is your government giving you a stimulus package of any sort?
Oh, yeah, they're giving stimulus packages to parents who couldn't work and had to look after their children at home. That's already been received, okay?
Okay.
Small businesses are not getting it. Big businesses are. That's the thing. The small businessman is still waiting.
Do you know how I learned that we're not opening up till July? Because we went to this restaurant and I was asking her some questions, this Chinese lady, and basically she said that their business rates have been paid up till July. She didn't think that the restaurants would be opening till July, and then within a day or two, they're telling us it's July, August.
Yeah.
It's being pushed up on
Yeah.
a weekly basis here. First it was May, now it's June 13th. I love these dates, 6, 13, 20. And now
Yes.
that's their date. I think their date now is 6/13. I think that's when they're planning on doing it. But then they'll come up with something else. I mean, it's something that I think is going to really destroy everything that we knew.
Yeah.
It's gone.
I've been the announcer in the laundrette, right, whilst I'm folding my clothes, because what I have noticed in my community, where I used to say, well, I'm always saying good morning to people when I'm jogging, they're not answering. So I say, oh, all right, bad morning, and then I get a reaction. You know what I mean? So I say good morning to them. I don't get a reaction.
Exactly.
Bad morning, and then I get a reaction, right. So I'm in the laundrette now, and I'm folding my clothes up, and I've noticed that the level of people wearing masks has increased now. Everyone's wearing masks now, right? But I said to people, I asked them, what is the possibility of you contracting this virus? What's the percentage? Do you know? And none of them knew. So when I told them it was 0.003% to 0.001% chance, then they were like, really? Skunai. And they used the word skunai, which means, RIA. It means RIA, very low, not much. I said, yeah. And they said, really, how do you know? I said, because I've done the maths and I watched a few doctors who have done the maths for us, okay? Do the research. A 0.003% of, it's no chance. So
None.
I said, why do you think I don't wear the mask? I said, why do you think I don't wear the mask? I said.
Can I just say that going out in London last weekend to that park, there were people wearing masks, but you know what it was for? If you'd gone out the week before, you'd have said, look at them wearing the mask. Look, they've got them. When we went to the park, there was only a small majority wearing masks. Those people were protesting as well, really, so they weren't wearing a mask. And people I talked to said that they felt insulted like me. Someone comes towards you with a mask and they think you're dangerous because you haven't got one on.
And you know what I said to them? You know what I said to the people in the laundrette? Because as people were coming in, I just kept telling everyone that was coming in. I said, if somebody had coronavirus, COVID-19, and if they spat on you or they coughed on you, you couldn't get it. You couldn't get it even if they spat on you. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, Jim. Yeah, exactly. It has to be injected. This is not something that is, okay, look. First of all, the face masks are complete nonsense because all they're doing is protecting that person from something that
what we're talking about here, CC, is it's chemical warfare on the people.
Yeah, exactly. And they don't have to do anything.
Warfare. Psychological chemical warfare.
Yeah.
Because they're racking it up every single day. This morning's news on CNN, right? I heard it on the podcast, okay? She was saying that, when you speak and you have these minute spray as you speak can travel, listen to this, can travel 18 feet.
Wow.
and did you actually see check this out, Jen. Did you actually see the diagram that they had on CNN? And they show this guy sneezing and then they have the measurement and then they show it's 22 feet, 24 feet. I mean, it's just, if you watch, you're just going to become brain dumb. I mean, at this
Yep.
point, if you watch this stuff, and people are watching it, they don't know what to do. They're home. Their kids are running around.
Yep.
And CNN is on live on their 62-inch freaking flat screen
Flat
TV in the
screen,
living room.
yeah.
Yes.
Pancake TV, yeah, it's mad. It really is absurd. And then they're saying that more importantly, it's the people in their homes because they're in their homes talking and having conversations. It means that the build-up of these sprays and particulates coming out your mouth, you need to go in there and check them. They need to be checked in your house now. There's a higher risk.
Wow.
There's a higher risk because it's all concentrated in the house.
Yeah.
Right.
What about your car? Oh my gosh! Anybody who's in your
well,
vehicle, you sneeze, forget it. That's it. You're
That's
done.
the steering wheel, for
That's
God's
right.
sake. The steering wheel is melting.
Really, what else can we do about this? It's just laugh. I mean, it's
I
just you know what? Just
know.
watch the
Crazy,
sheeple.
isn't it?
Just
They're
enjoy it.
basically giving us lots of different information that just doesn't add up.
It
Like the
doesn't.
bit
It
about
doesn't.
you can't go outside. Oh, but you go outside for an hour's exercising to get your shopping. We've been constantly given miscommunication the whole time. And these people
Yeah.
are, why aren't we going, hang on, why, you can't be told to stay in your house and go outside for an hour.
Right.
We need to stand up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just give them a
Exactly.
bunch
Exactly.
of bogus rules that everybody's like for instance, one of my friends today is a nurse, and I had to tell her, you should know you can't catch a virus. You're a nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even the nurses don't know.
And then they turn around and they say they're going to open the public schools. Okay, let's take a look just very quickly before I go. I want you to look at public schools at this point. How are they? First of all, public schools. Forget about private schools; those are different. Public schools themselves, they pack kids in. That's their job.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what they have to do. They've got to pack. Okay, and that's the whole reason, because they need all that money. And so you've got cafeteria. Okay, that's closed. Bathrooms are closed. Water fountains are closed. So these kids are going to be in school for 8 hours a day. They don't have access to any food. They've got no access to water. You have to keep them 6 feet away from each other. How is that possible?
Right.
I mean, how are you going to teach someone who's in first grade to not bounce around on each other? That's what kids do. That's what we all do when we were younger. I mean, it's a total disaster. They created this, but they didn't look at the ramifications that are going to be caused.
There's a on the YouTube today. If you look at it today, right, there's a 20-minute by John Thor. It's called "What Are We Doing to the Children?" Okay,
yeah.
Watch that, and it shows you exactly what's happening around the world with children being kept segregated in squares in the playground. Squares in the playground, and that's where they play. No other kid can come in.
Something we watch stuff like this. We called it communism. That's what it was. We called it communism.
Yeah,
that's what
exactly.
John Thor said.
Exactly.
That's what John Thor said.
Our playgrounds aren't even open. They're completely. They're taped off. But they have police tape around our playground, so you can't even go to them. It's so sad. I mean, it really is. It's depressing.
It is.
Well, in our neighborhood,
it's absolutely bananas. No, carry on, Amy.
We have a small playground in our neighborhood, and the children have ripped off all the tape saying that you can't play there. Good for them, I know. And they're running around playing, and they're getting close together.
They had their little revolution.
They're being kids. Yes.
That's excellent.
That's what I want to see.
Exactly.
And the children are ripping things down.
Yep.
It's telling you, get out there.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you got the children doing this. It's not the parents. It's the kids.
I know.
That's what I love to
it's
see.
The children.
You know, because that's
Me too.
I've got a question. What happened in Michigan with the dam? Because remember, Michigan State was the state that went to the town. They went to the state building with their guns. They drove their cars up, blocked the streets, and showed their strength. Yeah. Now I hear yesterday that a dam bust flooded Michigan.
Yeah, and you know what I heard about that? And they were interviewing a couple of people on the radio station I listened to in the morning, and we have something like that here. It's in Valhalla, New York. It's called the Kensico Dam. It's gigantic. It's huge.
Okay.
And I remember one of the. I asked somebody, what would happen if one of these things gave loose? And he turned over to me. He's just like, oh, we would all drown. So I don't know if what happened in Michigan. I have no idea. Was that something that
they're under 9 feet of water at the moment.
Wow.
People's houses flooded out. The funny thing is, it's funny how that happened after they showed their strength. That's my point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, this
remember, Michigan State, the citizens stood up and they went armed up with their rights to carry arms.
Yes.
And they were, right. And then this happens. A couple of weeks later.
Exactly, Jen. No, you're absolutely right about that. And that was actually Michigan here in the U.S. was the first state that actually opened up because people have just, and they caused almost, well, I don't want to say revolution, but most businesses, haircutting. Yeah, well, we should, because that's what it's turning into. Haircutting places were reopening, bars were reopening, like speakeasies back in the 1920s, come on in, shut up. Don't.
Well, you're talking too loud, shut up.
But yeah, no, but it is suspicious that all of a sudden this dam is now just gone. I mean, how did that happen? These dams were built back. Maybe you see the one of that.
It was a couple of dams, wasn't it? A couple.
I'm not sure. I think you're right. I have to check that out online. I'll take a look at it.
Now, that damming is really bad for the earth anyway. That's what I've learned over the years. That putting dams just for economical benefit was wrong, totally, because it's taking water from one place and leaving another place barren. That's what's happening at the moment.
Oh yeah.
So dams are not that good, to be honest. Even though they do generate electricity, but you're still paying your high bills, so it doesn't really benefit you.
Maybe what it is, it falls into that bit I was trying to tell you, like Dover, there's the White Cliffs of Dover. If you drive from Dover to where I am, a few hours, you don't really go up and down that many hills. But just past me, there's Swindon, and Swindon's on the top of a mountain, and you drive down the mountain, it's half a mile, 3/4 of a mile, and all the people in Somerset and Devon and Bristol, and they all live down there, and we live up here on top.
Level down there, it's all flat, isn't it? It's flat.
That's why they need dams.
Yeah.
I don't know though.
Yeah,
I don't know. No, there could have been a better way to do that. I think dams.
No, I'm saying that's why they use the dams, because they need to get the water. They're telling you it's to stop the water. It's probably to get the water from one area to another area. One's up there and one's down there anyway. They use the dam to cover up the fact there's different land levels.
Yes.
Yeah, and I take a look at the dam that was built here. I mean, there's several of them around, but one in specific, I took a video on it a long time ago, a couple of years ago. And I mean, this thing is just enormous. It's beautifully built. And I looked it up. This thing was built back in like 1911. I mean, the craftsmanship on this dam is just absolutely incredible. And
Tartaria, then.
Exactly. I saw your video the other day. I've spoken about it, about pre-existing technology that was just kind of, hidden from all of us. I mean, hell, we didn't even have weather back from 1870. God knows, what was going on before then. But I'm sorry. I gotta. This guy's ready. I gotta.
Oh, nice one, CC. We'll talk to you on Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely, Karen.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We look forward to that. Yeah, thanks a lot for joining us anyway for this bit.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm sorry I could only be here for a short period of time. I wanted to be here longer, but. All right, guys.
Well, cool. We'll carry on Sunday for an hour or so, but thank you very much.
Yeah, definitely.
Hope your mom does well. CC.
Oh, thank you, Amy. I appreciate that.
Well.
That's really nice of you. Thank you.
You're welcome. All
right.
Take care.
All right. I'll see you in
CC.
a couple of days. Bye-bye.
Bye, Dylan.
Yeah, catch up with you on Sunday, CC. Nice.
Yes.
Absolutely, Jen. I'm looking forward to it. All right, guys. Have a good weekend. I'll see you on Sunday.
CC.
Is
he going? Is he gone? I can't tell.
Yeah.
I can't tell. He's gone now.
Interesting point. These dams that've been built over the years. I think they've harmed Earth then more than anything else. They've harmed the land.
Well, they've done that even so because they're lying about everything, so they're harming it from the beginning on purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's people.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
I wanted to put out. I'll just do my question, and then I'm opening up the floor for you and Amy, Jin and
Oh,
Amy to talk. But
Yeah,
I
come
put
on.
a
Yeah, you got
question out.
something you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I've been putting a bit out with Richard D. Hall, and he's talking a lot about subversion, the media, demonetizing, demoralizing. In fact, the system they used in Russia seems to be the system they're losing everywhere, and it is a
yeah.
form of communism. But anyway, he in one of his talks, which I obviously couldn't find, but it's a good part of one of his talks, he said, "You've got an island, and on the island there are 10 people, and each person has £1,000, so the island's worth £10,000. Now, 2 immigrants come to the island, one with 10,000 and one with nothing. Now, I've already asked Jin and Amy, but I'm asking people to think, which one would you pick? The one with 10,000 or the one with nothing?"
Yes.
Ah,
Well, you guys in the chat room, what do you think in the chat? You know?
Right.
Yeah.
okay, that's long enough because we are on a hangout and we can't wait, and we can't see their answers. But you actually pick the one with nothing. Because once you allow that person with £10,000 in, he has completely demonetized your society for you. He's what's the word I said? I've forgotten it now. He's made your
Devalued.
Oh,
current,
Yeah.
he's made your currency
Devalued
worth nothing
currency.
now because he's what's the name you. But if you pick the one with nothing,
Devalued.
devalued, that's it.
Yeah.
If you pick the one with nothing, he needs to eat, work, sleep, buy clothes, the whole thing. He helps the economy. So this is why they're letting thousands of people in, because these people help the economy.
yes.
So yeah. So and the other thing it leads into is right now, like we were saying with the hangout, we're okay, all of us are okay at the moment. We're all given benefits. Like if you're self-employed, you get a grant. Those that have got jobs, their jobs are being paid and kept open right now. But I mean, when you keep putting masses of money in, all you're doing is devaluing everything, devaluing it and devaluing it. That's what I see. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I agree. And they're printing out money that there's nothing to back it. So they're just printing money out, and it's going to ruin the economy because there's nothing to back. They just keep printing the money, but there's nothing to back it. And that's the way I see it. You
Yeah.
know,
And you
And
know
then
something? That means prices are going to have to come down. Whatever they're doing right now, they're going to have to all drop their prices. They're all, like the mortgage straight away went, we'll give everybody a 3-month holiday. All the mortgage companies are just giving everybody 3-month holidays
yeah.
yeah,
on their mortgage. I mean, like,
Yeah.
what
right.
is going on here? This is all organised. I'm telling you, this is all
Yeah, it is.
organised.
It is all organised because they know that the people can't pay it. There's no money coming in for them to pay that. They're not
Yeah.
going
So
to get it.
what?
That's
They're just going
right.
to magically take a break
And
suddenly, are they?
and they'll probably get government subsidies in the end, probably.
Yeah, the
Yes.
government are paying. Like the government are paying grants out. The government are paying money. How
Right.
can they pay for everything?
Well, because in the long run, we're going to be paying that back, obviously.
Right.
That's the problem here. It'll be a debt that's
Yes.
going to be a mass that we, the taxpayer, will have to pay, obviously.
Yes. And I think also that they want us to be dependent on the government,
Yep.
and if we have to rely on them for money, then they are controlling. They control our purse strings, so
Yeah.
they're making us to be dependent when the government even more. So it's really a bad thing.
It
And
is. It is a bad thing. What's happening
And
yeah,
you know
now?
what's really weird is even that video I showed a couple of months ago. Remember, Boris was in the shop. Now we're not sure how long ago that was. It could have been leading up
yeah,
to the election, but that's only in the last couple of months. And he's going,
Yeah.
everything's going to get better with me. And they've led us this materialistic, narcissistic thing over here with fake heroes, millions and millions of pounds the footballers get. There's all of that going on. And they've chopped our legs off, and now we're going to be completely different
Yeah.
now. They took us totally to the money,
yes,
being materialistic, and now we'll have to go the other way.
exactly.
Terrible.
And yeah, and
Oh
it
yeah, and
just
we've
makes
got
me
the
so
debt as
mad.
well. We've got all the debt before we've got the debt going into this. A lot of us have got the debt
That's
to
right.
start with.
And yeah, and President Trump had said, he ran on the slogan "Make America Great Again," and
Yeah.
how is this making America great again? And there's a preacher from Minnesota, not Minnesota, Mississippi, one of the poorest towns in the whole United States of America. And he was holding a drive-by church service, and about 20 cop cars showed up, and they told him that, if the people show up for it, that they'll give them a chance to leave, but if they don't leave, then they'll get a ticket. And they told this minister, the police officers told the minister, that your race has been suspended. And he said, no, our race has not been suspended. They can't do that. Our rights comes from God himself, and our
Yeah.
First and Second Amendment.
Isn't it
And he
amazing how
said,
everybody is taking a different perspective on it? Because Amy knows I've been doing these
yes,
videos. You've got this one senator, or she's I think she's saying, she's going, it'll never be the way it was before. It'll always be social distancing. We're not going back, so we're heading to this very sterile thing. And then you've got
yeah,
this sheriff going on Tucker Carlson's show, going, I am not enforcing the law. So okay, they could be different parties here. One's one and one's the other, but everybody's reading something different. So how do you put it into place when everybody's going to read something different into it?
exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Agreed.
right. And that minister, he said, here I am, I'm just trying to hold a church service. He said, there is so much crime in this town. We've got drug dealers, we've got murders that has not been solved. And he said, and here they've sent every police officer to the church house, and you're messing with the church when all I'm going to do is preach the word of
Yeah, that
God.
happened
And
on
he said,
Sunday, Amy. One of those women with the placard, she said, look at all these police here. I mean, that she didn't
yeah,
even necessarily know the truth about everything, but she's going, these police officers, they should be out looking for the paedophiles. What are they doing here? We're just
exactly.
they sent all these police to that park. There's loads of them. There was probably about 100 police there.
Yeah. And the minister at the end, he says, what has happened to America? And I thought, that sounds
Right.
like it's our new slogan, not make America great again, but what has happened to
Happened to America.
America?
Yeah.
Yes. I said, well, I even tweeted it to President Trump for whatever worth it is, but at least
Listen,
I'm
I don't know
trying.
I don't know what they're doing. Listen, I know that Jin's not quite into this, but Amy, I was looking at, it just comes into, because I go there now, and to my homepage on YouTube, and this video came in, and it was Trump talking to this woman off Fox News again. So you've got Tucker Carlson going anti everything and talking there, but you've got everything they're going with the
Yes.
narrative everywhere else on Fox News.
Yes.
And what it was is I was looking at it and I was thinking, why is she bigger than him? The person who's interviewing Trump is bigger than Trump in the pictures. He's smaller.
Well,
What does that mean? He's supposed to,
Right.
don't forget, we all think this is all happening, and even a mention of a war so that Trump will get back in again because he's the hero who saved us. Do you see what I mean? So why make him smaller than the reporter?
I know, I didn't see that.
No, I've got it ready to go out. It's on Unscrambled.
That is a good point.
He's supposed to be the next
Yes.
president as well. Like, why is he smaller than the reporter on Fox News?
Right, I know. It really is crazy. And then
I mean,
when
it's
Fox News,
psychological. Most people might not even notice it. It could be an error. It could just be an
exactly.
error. Just one of those things. But I noticed it.
Yeah, it probably is psychological. A psychological means of telling
Because you know
us
what, Jim,
things.
Cece's video that I put out, he's saying that it's us that's making it happen. We're changing the narrative all the time. We're the trigger.
Yeah.
It's the people.
Yes.
So it should be.
Yeah.
So
And
it should be.
Well, I
right.
think a lot of truth is we've stood back and hold our breath as we're watching all this crap happening in front of us.
Oh, I know. And it's very frustrating. And I think CC was saying about, he just has to laugh at it from now on because, instead of getting angry, because I feel myself getting angry at the people who just go along with it, you know, just regular people that you see at the stores and
Yeah, all these
everything.
people
And
who
I'm
used
like,
to be your friends. Now you look at them and think,
yeah,
they're one of
Yeah,
them because they believe it.
exactly. Well, I've got some interesting news for you
yes.
guys. I've got some
What's that?
interesting news regarding the compulsory vaccinations. There's been a landmark win against the government on compulsory vaccinations. I've sent the link to
Yes,
Karen
I heard
in
something.
in Skype, and I put the link inside on this Hangout as well. Okay, sent the
So
Oh,
link.
great.
I'll add it to the Hangout. It'll be in the
Yeah,
description.
can you present it now? Just watch it. It's only 5 minutes. The woman's moved to tears. Please.
Oh, I bet. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because it vindicates. I'm telling you, you're going to be shocked when you hear what they
Is
got
it
to go.
something, Chin?
Yeah.
Chin, is it something we could play?
Well, yeah, it's from. Do you know Tapper 777? He uploaded it the other day.
Okay, you don't think he'll mind me mirroring it? Well, you know, like putting it on. I can put it in now. I can put it right in now.
Yeah, watch it now. Why don't we watch it now? Yeah, there's
No,
no
no,
copyright.
I can't watch it right now because it just won't happen. But I can video it and put it in this Hangout now.
Yeah, okay, well then do it then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So everybody will watch it now, okay? Now I'm going to press
Yeah,
play for the video.
yeah, please, yeah, please.
Hi everybody, this is Lori. I'm coming on to celebrate our first big victory. Thank you. John Franklin's widow sent me this link just now. Woohoo! This is our first victory, folks. Our first huge victory. And we have Robert F. Kennedy and Del Bigtree to thank for this. U.S. government loses landmark vaccine lawsuit. Monday, May 18th, posted by tapnewswire.com. Forced vaccinations now can be legally stopped. No quality control for 32 years. Wide ramifications for Australia. Go to this website to get more info. Case number 118CV03215, JMF document 18, filed 7/9/18. Whoa. Filed on July in 2018. Vaccine injury lawyer Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Del Bigtree, producer of the suppressed anti-vaccine documentary Vaxxed and the Informed Consent Action Network, are credited with this victory. They demanded the relevant government documents proving that all federally approved vaccines had been tested for quality over the past 32 years, and there were none. Woohoo! Here are the huge legal and practical implications in this legal victory for the American people. A recent U.S. court case revealed there has been no quality control over vaccines manufactured by Big Pharma for at least 32 years. Autism rates are expected, this is a typo, to drop dramatically now that parents can stop the poison being injected into their kids. This means that the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and all vaccine makers have been lying to the American people for over 30 years about the effectiveness and safety of vaccines. This may ultimately mean that continuing the existence, at least in their current form, of 5 U.S. healthcare agencies are now in doubt: the CDC, the FDA, the IOM, the NIH, and the Health Department of DHHS. Where's the WHO? But maybe it'll come later. This may also threaten the existence of state medical boards and exclusive medical guilds like the AMA. Oh my God! This means that vaccine makers have been fraudulently exempt from what all other pharmaceutical drug makers have been forced to do concerning biannual recertification for quality and effectiveness, meaning that their vaccines have never been tested for quality and have no proven safety or effectiveness for over 30 years. This case can now be legally cited by all parents fraudulently mandated by any government organization regulation requirements that they must vaccinate their children for school or any other activity to stop the forced vaccination of their children. This case can now be legally cited by all employees being mandated by their employers to be vaccinated in order to retain their jobs. I think I'm going to cry. This case can now be legally cited by all those who seek compensation for vaccine injury, making it likely that the pharmaceutical vaccine industry can in the near future be legally bankrupted out of their existence. Oh, yes! Like Bayer Monsanto after the landmark legal victory won by the dying landscaper in San Francisco several weeks ago, as well as their stock value plummeting precipitously. The future of allopathic medicine is in its current form is now in doubt. Thank God, as well as that of the global pharmaceutical cartel, since almost all of the drugs allopathic practitioners prescribe come from the pharmaceutical corporations, which also committed vaccine fraud and injury. The existence of the deep state corporate mainstream news will now also be further endangered, since 70% of their income streams from the global pharmaceutical cartel, which in America has been responsible for 750,000 to 1 million human sacrifices per year. My father was one of them, at least for the past half century. Autism rates will now plummet. All government officials who pass laws legalizing vaccine fraud at the state, national, or international level or otherwise aided and abetted this vaccine fraud can now be charged with vaccine fraud, criminal malfeasance, and in some cases war crimes under the Nuremberg Code. Oh my God. Folks, this is a major victory. This is a major victory. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, Robert F. Kennedy. I am overwhelmed. Please spread this far and wide. Thank you.
It's really good. Landmark win. It means that you can refuse to be vaccinated. On the Robert Kennedy Jr. and some others won the case against the government on Monday this week. Thanks to Tapper 777 who uploaded it. Brilliant upload that was, man. Cheers. Nice one. It's gone viral with me, mate.
Something though. The thing we're learning this week is that it was a video I saw, and this woman had she had the flu vac, and she got these spasms or something. She was quite a young woman, but then when they met up with her a few weeks later, she'd returned to normal. And then when you watch her, you know that she's putting it on. You just know she is.
I saw
and then one
that.
of those doctors, I think it's Fauci. Is it Fauci? I can't remember which doctor it is. One that's now telling us that Gates is gone and all that. Yeah. He's in the program, interviewing and talking to her. They're all a bunch of actors, the whole lot.
Yeah.
I think you mean Dr. Batar, Karen.
That's it. They're all actors. All of them. Oh my God, there was that, like, everybody got a glimmer of hope that he was going to be the goodie. He's now going against the government and all that.
Right.
And then when you look at it, he's an actor.
Paid actor.
What it was.
Paid actor.
Amy, explain it to Jin.
She was this lady went and got some kind of I think it was a flu vaccine maybe, and right after she got it, she started having these weird symptoms, like she was talking with a different accent, and also she couldn't walk frontwards. If she tried to walk frontwards, she'd be all over the place and falling down.
Yeah, I saw it.
But she could walk backwards and side. Yeah, did you see that?
Yeah,
so
I saw it. I knew that was a hoax.
It was trying to make. Yeah, and once they figured out it was a hoax, then what they were trying to say was it made anti-vaxxers look bad, because look at this hoax that went on where she's saying the vaccine did all this.
Job on us. Yeah.
I know, it's that doctor, it's in that video talking, like, oh my God. Everybody had that glimmer of hope for him, and everybody's been watching his videos. He's another actor.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he was the one that cured her or whatever, Dr. Batar. At the end, it shows that he was able to cure her, but they figured out that the whole thing was a hoax anyway. So by them making a thing like that, a hoax like that, that made the anti-vaccine movement look
It just
bad.
becomes a bit hopeless, doesn't it?
Yes.
There's no hope. We're the hope. We're the real people. We're the real ticket. Everybody you're seeing on the
Yes.
television that's coming towards you, they're all a bunch of actors. They've all
Right.
got their little part to play.
Right. Right.
It's disgusting.
Yes.
Are you going to watch that video, Karen, or not?
Yeah, I'm going to add it to the video. They would have watched it by now.
Okay, so we can't watch it here then, no?
No, but we'll play it after the hangout. I'll put it on, but I'm just not sure what will happen. I'll only be able to
Yeah, if you
listen to the volume, and you might want to watch pictures. So best thing to do is
I see
put
what
the
you mean.
video.
Yeah, we can watch it after the hangout. Okay, well, let me just
Yeah.
fill you in a little bit more as to what it's all about. Basically, it exposes the fact that for the last 32 years, no vaccine has been checked for its efficacy and safety for 32 years.
Oh yeah.
Documents-
I told you this like a couple. Basically, what they're supposed to do testing. But what it is each way they make not the vaccines, the medication. The body doesn't like it, or people are having effects from it.
Autism. Okay. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and this has been going on for a long time. So with vaccines,
Yeah.
they don't have to. A lot less testing goes on, and it's like, you want me to have that?
No
There's a lot less testing.
Karen, no testing has gone on.
Yeah.
No testing has gone on for the last 32 years. So all those parents who've had children who have been damaged by vaccines are vindicated now. Okay, it's come to light that they haven't done any efficacy or any safety.
But guess
checks.
what, Jin, we've been to the moon.
Yeah, there you go. We've been to the moon. We've been to the moon 10 times apparently, and we're going back. And we're going back.
But we don't test the chemicals that they're shoving in our body. And when you think about it, because we're part of that glutton. We're the generations they did it to. But when you think,
yeah,
I'm not really eating anything real anymore. It's all in plastic. Everything's in plastic.
It's not food. It's exactly. You're not even eating food. Now they said that this. Look. We're now going to see autism numbers drop down sharply because people are not going to have their children vaccinated anymore. What's come to light, okay? And companies
what? Can I just say one thing?
CDC,
Can I say one thing, Jin?
Yeah.
Do you know about autism? You've got the lighter range, and you've got those that are very heavily autistic. I'm not talking about those.
I know autism. Yeah, of course.
A lot of people will just be, let's say that the spectrum will be that you've got autism, but I think those people just have a different frequency, and that's what it is. Like the ADHD.
Yes.
These have frequency they can't control.
Yeah, but they've been damaged by. The main point is that they've been damaged by the vaccines. So compensation is going to come. Yeah. They said that the pharmaceutical industries are going to be sued to bankruptcy levels. Okay, that's the language they're using. Okay, and there's going to be legal redress. It means you can refuse mandatory vaccinations on the grounds of this breakthrough, this landmark win against the government. 32 years is a long time not to be testing for any safety. 32 years. That's crazy.
You know what? I was just thinking about it. Like Cece saying that everything's changing. It's because of the people, and you're thinking, really, we've just locked ourselves. I understand what he means.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be nice if New World Order actually did mean something really good for the people?
Yeah.
And it was balanced and in harmony. Then we wouldn't mind having it if it was real and it was good. But it's not. It's all just a system to control us and lie to us.
Yeah, it's a New World Order, new style of imprisonment using technology. That's what it is. Technological
imprisonment. Do you know what I realised? Boris was using this word pluralism. Pluralism means doing things together with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So what he was basically saying was the New World Order without using the words. He just used pluralism instead. Do you see that clever?
Thank you, Karen. Yeah. See the clever play on the words again, the language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also, there is something happening, by the way. And I just said that there was this reporter talking to Trump, Now, he was talking about the world, and he was going, oh, we look after everybody. You know, NATO doesn't pay us any money. And then he was saying, well, basically, they were talking about, well, maybe China has to have different rules and regs now after all this, you know, and they're trying to take over the world and all that. And then he talked about London, and he was a bit like Trump's going, no way is it going to London. And I'm thinking, well, what's happening here then? I thought they were all bosom buds and they work together. I know it's part of the game, but in this meeting, when Boris is saying pluralism, he talks about things. It's to the UN, I think, and I'm thinking, why is he talking about our rights there like that? You know, he's talking about our rights and stuff. Anyway, and then I thought he went, UK, London is tech, high tech, brown tech, whatever it was, whatever tech there is, we've got it. So what's happening then? Is London taking over or something?
London's the main capital for the prison at the moment. You know, capital central.
Is London taking over? Is Boris taking over the world or something? Because Trump's going, no, 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 and I can get hard. You know, that's the video. I'm waiting to go out. It explains it all in there. And then when you think he's smaller than the reporter, listen to the stuff. It's got millions and trillions and billions of money. That's what they're talking. That's what he's talking about. Billions. It's just hard to fathom, isn't it? Even the amount of money. Billions and trillions. Not, he didn't say trillions, but he's talking about billions.
Yeah.
I can get billions of dollars, he's going. They've given me billions of dollars. You know, like.
No, probably trillions.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, to see what they can do to us, how they can manipulate things. And I'm thinking, why is Trump talking about, it's like suddenly I realised through Richard D. Hall, when he had up the countries that were taken over, and most of them were Muslim. And there's reasons why they went into the countries, whether it was Lockerbie or it was...
Right, I remember Lockerbie, that would be
nuclear
Libya.
weapons, which we know don't exist. You know, there's a list of reasons. But you know what? When they got to the Red Rings, just across was China. Now, Richard D. Hall in 2013 and 14 reckoned it was Malaysia they were going to go to for. That's who he thought that they would go for. But it's still the middle, you know, it's still Asia. They didn't go for Malaysia at the moment. They've gone for China. But they were going for Iran. It's like, what is all this?
Yeah, I think what he was saying, because in any Muslim country, that they're so dedicated to their faith that it would be hard to get them to join into a new world order that revolves around money and things like that, because they don't really care about that. They're so dedicated to their faith, so they're not going to easily want to be adapted into any kind of a new world order that's based on all this different kind of economic system and everything, so that they want to just... Yeah, there's so much, their faith would be stronger than, you know, wanting to get into that, which I thought was a good thing. And that's why they were trying to
that Richard D. Hall video is an hour long, and maybe that's quite a long time for people. And I'm not saying everything he's talking about is new in that video about the media version and whatever, a couple of videos ago now, probably. But when you listen to what he's talking about, everything he's talking about has also happened or not happened, you know, like either we changed it or it's happened. And that was 2013, 2014. And I think one of them was 2018, but he's been talking about this stuff. He's not a flat earther, though.
Yeah. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yes. But I think I watched that one last night, Karen. It was about an hour long.
When you hear about what he's talking about and how, you know, because we understand it, but a lot of people don't realise that they've been manipulated into it. And he explains it all. And he's very anti 9/11, 7/11, you know, but he just doesn't believe the other thing. He believes in aliens.
Yeah.
But I love
that's what I mean. You can't trust him. You can't trust him. You know, you can't trust him because he's bringing in that kind of quirky stuff as well. You know,
and you know something else that was a little bit weird? The couple he used on the video about unemployment benefits were on the Jeremy Kyle show quite a few times. So you never know. They could have just been actors again.
Yeah. Well, it was
their relationship. What it was is that woman in it breaking up with this person, and then she had an affair with that one. It was about 3 or 4 episodes, like they've been on 3 or 4 times in the Jeremy Kyle show. Why would you be on that benefit thing and also on you see what I mean? It's a bit,
Yes.
A
yeah,
bit too convenient. Same couple, you know.
yeah,
It'd be nice to see different people coming on. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. So that's a bit, and he was used to it, but carry
they
on, Amy.
wanted people to participate in the program to show what life is like when benefits. And but the way they worded it, like when they put the announcement out, they worded it in such a way that I think it was trying to show like how people
I do understand what you're going to
are
say
not
because
happy,
he got
maybe.
asked. He got asked to do something a few years ago, right? But he wouldn't do it because what he said was,
Yeah.
I'll do the Channel 5 program, but I want to have some of the rights on the editing. And that keeps him abreast with what's going on. Because what they do is they take footage and I might be talking about something completely different. But when they put it together, it now says, I'm laughing. I'm going, don't be, they can make it look any way they want.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was making it look like
did,
it's not so bad living.
Like if you think about it, like even what they did to Michael Jackson, like they're portraying that he's a complete madman, and yet he just, you know what I mean? It's the way they like to do things. They just,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, in one sense, Michael Jackson had lupus and was wearing all these masks to cut, and whatever it was to cover his skin. Why weren't we talking about that? No, he's wacko jacko. This is how they like to do things.
That's right. Yeah, it's just media hype. Yeah,
they just play on it, and
absolutely.
so like they just use all the stuff you didn't think they were going to use.
Exactly. That's right.
They're evil how they do it.
It is very manipulative, and I think it was in that video.
And that is what's happening to us now. This is what's happening to us now. But maybe Cece's right with the fact that we're the reason it's changing, because Trump keeps going left, right, left, right, left. He keeps changing.
Yeah, well, that's because that's all part of the plan, isn't it? It's all part of the schedule. Remember, Trump is not his own man. There is nothing Trump's doing that he's doing of his own initiative. No, I'm sorry. He's got a script and he's got to follow it. That's what he's doing.
Well, he can't, Jim, because he's Elon Musk. Elon Musk plays him.
Well, there you go.
With a mask on, or it's virtual reality. But to watch it, like, if you're watching this, don't people keep saying that he's changing? I'm not quite sure that Boris is changing so much, but Trump keeps saying one thing 1 minute, and it's China's fault. It's all China's fault. How could he say that on 0.03%?
Right.
The smallest amount of people who got it were in China after we saw them being, welded into their houses, all the bodies dumped on the street. Like, how can that we be shown that and they get 0.3%?
Right.
Come on, everybody, wake up.
It does prove to you that they're massaging the numbers. It's all been a hoax.
Not just that, they're all working together. They're all playing together.
Yeah. What about the two doctors that came from California? I think one of them was known as Dr. Erickson, and he was from the Scandinavia. Do you remember? Two doctors that came on and gave us the numbers and all the statistics. He says, I'm not here pointing the finger at anybody. That's not what it's about here. What it's about is this. We're going to notice a pattern. We're going to compare New York and all the other states with Europe and what's happening. All right. And when they put the numbers out, he said, you're going to get lots of what's the word we got? Infections, let's say, but very few deaths. And when he showed us the patterns, straight after that, he says, now this is your percentage of contracting it. And he said 0.003%. I went, what? No chance.
Yes.
And then the next day the video's gone.
We're in a parallel universe or something's going on here, isn't it? It's all really strange. Like, how can people believe it's a pandemic on 0.03? In this one thing, this guy said to get it, it's 1 in 66,400. I mean, like, that's not a pandemic, is it?
It's not, is it? So the doctor said, does it warrant shutting down businesses, not going to school, stay at home? What is this? It didn't happen in the SARS virus. What's going on now? That's what he said.
That's right.
Was it worth all this
No,
shutdown?
it wasn't.
And he said, government overreach were his words. I thought, yeah, right. And then 2 days later,
Yes.
2 days later, I think, 2 to 3 days later, the video was taken off.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what I'd like right now, Jim? I'd like the whole lot of them rounded up and taken to prison. That's what I want.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
right.
This is absolutely evil to the people, to the max. This is the worst thing you could have done to the people. This is worse than even saying we've gone to
I
the moon.
know.
You know?
I agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's just awful. Well, my daughter, she had some elective surgery last week, and when I went to pick her, well, we weren't even allowed to stay in the waiting room, which they hadn't told us that, and that was kind of awful because she was going under a general anesthesia, and you like to be in the waiting room with your loved one. Oh no, you have to leave
Yeah.
because of the coronavirus. And then when we went to pick her back up, so the nurse was standing outside with her mask on, and I had my mask because I didn't want them telling me that I couldn't go in and see my daughter, so I had the mask even though I
Right.
don't like to wear them. But the lady said something. And because my sister said, because my daughter was supposed to have this surgery in April, but it got postponed because of this corona thing. So then they wound up doing it
Right.
last week. And my sister just said, if you weren't ready to open up to the point that visitors can wait in the waiting room, you really probably shouldn't have opened at all. And then the nurse said, well, it was her decision and everything. And then I just said to the lady, I said, listen, I said, this whole thing is it's a pandemic. Now, first I said, all of this, you can't catch a virus. I said, and
Right.
anyway, it's a pandemic anyway. I said, and she looked at me like I was crazy. And I said to her, don't look at me like I'm crazy. I said, this is a pandemic and it's to be
Amy.
control. Yes, I usually don't talk that way, but I
Good
said,
on
this
ya.
is just to control the people, and they want to bring in a new world order, and that's what this is all about.
Well said.
And then she
Fantastic.
said, we're just, oh, thank you. And she said, well, we're just following the orders from the government. From the
Oh,
governor.
there you go.
I said, tell that governor to
Keep it
go jump
fox.
in the
Do
lake.
you know
I
what,
said,
Amy?
he
How does
needs
that?
to go.
How
What's
does
that,
this all
Karen?
work? Because I put this video out, didn't I? And it said everybody who's been arrested in the Kovo thing their charges will be dropped because they're unlawful.
Yes,
Exactly.
I
They're
saw that video.
unconstitutional. Unconstitutional. That's what they are.
They moved us on Saturday. I didn't record it because it happened so quickly. And they may have come over to us because we did have some cans of beer and they were moving the drunks along. But basically, oh, Amy's just dropped off. Basically,
Yeah, she's right. Yeah,
the police officer was telling us to move, and I said, "Well, you're not socially distancing yourself, and you haven't got masks on." And he said, "We don't have to." He said, "So basically, he's saying the operation that they were doing means that they don't have to abide by those laws." And you're like, "So it's okay for you not to wear masks and stuff. It's okay for you not to social distance yourself."
It
but
should be dangerous. If it's dangerous for us, it should be dangerous for them. Period.
Right.
They
I
haven't
didn't
taken any
record it.
vaccinations.
It just happened, and I just didn't record it. But they moved us on anyway. We hung around. We did hang around. But
anyway, do you remember Darren Nesbitt? Darren Nesbitt.
yeah.
Yeah. He was on a video the other day, right, where the police came in and busted up their drink up, and they were having a drink up, little picnic, and the police come along and
Yeah, that was the London Eye. The London Eye meet.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I was glad to see Darren Nesbitt. I like him. Yeah, he hadn't changed much. He was still shouting out.
Yeah, I was talking like one of the persons. They basically there was about 5 policemen on him, and they just straight put him on the ground.
Yeah.
His name was Mark. I was talking to him on Saturday, and then another person who got wrongfully arrested. He was there at the London Eye. We were talking to him on Saturday as well at Hyde Park.
Right.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that because Gary was so happy because nobody was social distancing. Whereas you're thinking, look, mask. hardly anybody was wearing masks in there. There were people wearing masks, but the ratio had really dropped. And there must
Everyone should have
be,
put up the banners, man. It's
there
a
must have been
hoax.
at least 500 people there.
Wow.
At least, if not
No,
more. Because
Karen, did you
someone
video
said to
this?
me, someone
Did
said
you
to me,
video this, Karen?
yeah, it's on the channel, but someone said to me, oh, I don't think there's that many here. I said, look in front of you. That little group there has got 10 people in them. So there could have been 1,000, 2,000 people there. I'm saying there was a lot of people in there.
Yeah.
All
Right.
breaking the rules, all knowing something's wrong. It was brilliant.
Yeah,
Yes.
nice. Defiance. It's necessary.
And it was
Absolutely.
annoying though. We were there for about 3-4 hours before the police. They were there, but suddenly more of them came in and they broke it all up.
Yes.
And also, there was like,
Definitely,
there was this
Aw.
great big, I
definitely
was talking to
necessary.
someone and there was a great big crowd of people. And the next thing is, 2 seconds later, they'd all started marching around the park. So you never know whether a troll made them walk round the park. So it was easier for the police to knock people off.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? If
That's
we were all
right.
congregating right where Speaker's Corner, where all that bit right there is, it would have been harder. But you put everybody in the open, you can surround them.
That's right.
So I had a feeling, you know, I'm not saying everybody went, but the big crowd of people who were talking, they all went off round the park.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a
Yeah.
good day, and it was good to see so many people, and quite a few people have made videos. So I called it my video freedom because yeah, they did move us, but yeah, it was freedom.
Yes. Yeah. I just love when I see people.
Oh, they moved you along, did they? Did they move you all along in the end, did they?
In the end, they did, yeah. And I mean, loads of people turned up, and the van said, like terrorists, like we were terrorists.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was on their van,
Awful.
terror, whatever it was. You're like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
And this was what at Hyde Park Corner. This was at
But
Hyde
you know
Park
what? There
Corner.
needs to be more of them. Yeah, there needs to be more of them. Maybe you do one in a month's time or 2 months' time. You need more of these things.
2 months too long.
And the guy in it, he was so great. He said, what is happening right now is we are protesting to have the protest. You know, that's where we are. We're back there fighting for our rights, protesting to protest.
Exactly.
We haven't protested yet. We're just protesting to protest.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I really like, you know, and then there was another guy, you know, and he was talking about, but it was just great that so many people had worked it out.
Oh, I know. I like the girl you interviewed, Karen. She was from Hungary, and she was talking about rights and everything. And she was there. Do you remember who I'm talking about? She was dressed all in
she
black.
also went. She went to the London Eye, that lady. But anyway, yeah, carry on. What did you carry on?
Oh yeah. She was very vocal in the annoyance of the police. You know, and she had to run away from the police because they were going to come and arrest her, basically.
Yeah.
She said she had to move along, yeah.
Yeah, if you imagine you're sitting in the park, she's there, the lady with the one like no vaccines, and you could put me on a COVID ward. I do it because there's no such thing as all this problem. These people were right next to us. You know, I did walk around a little bit, but then that group of people went off round the park. So, you know, we probably could have talked to many more people but they'd all gone off.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to move around.
It was just great because you think, how many people are going to turn up? Just a few. But as I said, there was 10 people in one little party. There was hundreds of these little groups sitting everywhere.
No, I think that happens. So you should walk around the park. I think you should walk around the park and demonstrate your banners as you're walking around the park, getting your exercise. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, it could be used as a march, couldn't it? You know, like
that's right. That's what you got to do because
they'll fix it.
Yeah, that's what you should be doing. Walking around, spreading the news all the way around the Hyde Park. Do one circuit.
Yeah, but they'll twist it. They'll twist what really happened because the people. I realised when we were sitting down, and I said, "Why are they chanting? What are they chanting?" And then Gary and that said, "I think they're just going for freedom," but they were going, "Get rid of Fauci." That's what they were actually saying. Get rid of Fauci.
That's right. Yeah.
But it was peaceful. I know that they were chanting that, "Get rid of Fauci," but it was peaceful.
Yeah.
Well, you had good weather for it anyway, didn't you? You were lucky. You had good weather.
Yes, that was beautiful.
Yeah, it was a good day.
Yeah, they had nice weather. Yeah. I was so
And
glad
the real
because my
difference
weather
was
was
when I,
horrible.
when I turned up on Friday, me and Marilyn walked through the park where she is. It's still quite a big park. And when we were walking through, I said to her, "Oh my God, look how many people are sitting on the park," because they'd lifted the rules a bit. There was hundreds of people on the park
Yeah.
sitting there.
That's
I was
very
like,
Nice.
"Oh my God, look, there's people," because there's been no people.
Yeah.
I know, but who would have ever
Where is
thought
Marilyn?
these?
Where does Marilyn live then? Sorry, Amy.
Oh my goodness, you'd have to ask Lee for that one.
Well, how could you forget? Come
Well, she
on.
lives.
She
Yeah, she lives. She
it's
lives about.
London, but it's right
Yeah,
outside of it, I
Lee lives
think.
sort of central London, and she lives a bit more to the south.
Oh, right.
Oh my.
Yes.
Like
Oh,
Woolwich.
something green.
Somewhere.
Something green is the tube stop. Something green.
Bethnal Green.
No,
Stockley Green.
no,
Is it North Croxley Green?
no.
Oh, right.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look that up now, and I'll tell you. But yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. Anyway, listen, we've been going for an
Is
hour
it
right
Parsons
now.
Green? Parsons Green.
No, no. I'll
Yeah,
look it
fully.
up for you in a minute. But we've been going for an hour. We are
Yeah.
coming back on Sunday to carry on with CC. Do you think we should? This will be enough for today because we're back on Sunday to have
Okay.
another one.
All right. Yeah. No worries. That's good.
Do you
Yes,
want to? Do you want a few
sure.
minutes each? Do you want to? Gin, Amy first, ladies first. Amy.
Yeah, obviously.
Oh, oh, well, it's been a pleasure as always having this hangout with you and Jen, and be glad to have it again when Cece can join us. But
Yeah.
yeah, I wish more people would just wake up and see what is wrong with all of this, and how this is not about a virus; it's about taking our rights away.
Yeah.
And I saw a comment on a
They've
video
done it,
somewhere, and
Amy. They've done it.
they said to yeah, they
Because
said to
the
think
laws
that
now. We're in a new.
America fell.
Sorry, we're in a new set of laws.
Yeah, they said right, and somebody made this comment. I thought it was really good. They said to think that America has fallen over the common cold. Like, in other words, the common cold brought America down, and it's not
Yeah.
just here, it's, all over the world, and no
Ridiculous.
matter where we live. Yeah, ridiculous. We're seeing pretty much the same rules, we're all kind of living under the same things,
Amy, we
but
watched that
everybody
one. They
that
own
is
the
awake.
sky, they own the land, they own the sea,
Yes,
they own us, they own the
the
businesses. We're a
FEMA.
commodity. We're a commodity.
Yes, yes.
We own
And
nothing right now. We are just stuck in this.
I know. And
Yeah.
I've tried to do everything I can to, protest it, not go along with it. Karen had made a video about don't update your phone, because that's when they're going to start using it for the contact tracing. So I shut off
That's
my
right. Yeah, I'm not
automatic
interested in that.
updates.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm
Totally
trying to
not
do
interested.
everything I can, and, make people aware. It gets very
Can
tiring
I just
because no
say that
matter
that
how many.
update isn't just for iPhones. The person that put it out, P900 Coolpix, she said it's the updates that are coming right now. Everybody, don't go for them. Don't update your phone. None of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's
I
not
haven't.
iPhone users. It's everyone.
Yeah. Good
Yes.
point, guys. Yeah. Don't update
Yes.
because
So I'm just doing whatever little thing I can do to, not make it easier for them to promote their agenda. And I guess that's about what we have to do, is just try to take every stand that we can to not promote the agenda. So that's what I would like to say. If we can just keep up
Amy,
and
how does
keep
it
our
work out?
strength.
Amy, listen, you and I know that when we were looking at the Watts case, it got us into looking on the internet to see whether what they were saying about the people. And we
Yeah.
realised that there's no database of birth certificates in America. So if we
Yes.
can't even get birth certificates on the date as a data thing, how the hell can they enforce the rest of these things?
Exactly. So do you think some of it's a fear factor to put fear, like we can do this and we can do that, and put more fear into the people? Is that what you think,
Goodness knows
Karen?
what they're doing.
I
Goodness knows.
know. I
The
know.
script changes on a daily thing, and we noticed that in the Watts case, that they could change it, do this, bring this in, bring that out.
Yes, it changes on a daily basis, at
Yeah.
least. So I think we just have to keep our eyes open to it. People are telling me to, take a break from it and everything, but I feel like I have responsibility to keep my eyes open and be aware of what's going on. Yeah, I don't want to turn a blind eye to it, So I'm just trying to stay strong and put
It's
up.
so hard to shut yourself off, though, and I find that, I'm making
It
another video.
is.
I've got another point to make, or it's very
I
hard. But
know
you know what?
it
They
is.
want us in the whirlwind, don't they? So you've got to stay on the outside and just get on with your life as best as possible, and don't turn the
Yes,
television on, and wake up.
exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
with you,
That's
Amy.
right.
Everybody, wake up, please.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I second that as well. Yeah, or I third that, should I
Yes.
say? Yeah, thank
Anything
you.
else you want to say, Amy?
Oh, well, I think that's it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
lovely
just.
Amy. When I first met Amy, she was so shy and reserved, and now look at her.
Yeah. Well, I'm
She's
glad she said that to the
an
nurses.
ambassadoress. And what do you call it? Can't say the word. Not ambassador.
Bashful.
And, and
Oh,
ambassadors,
ambassador. Yeah.
You're an ambassador, yeah.
ambassadoress, and
Oh,
An S.
ambassadoress.
thank you.
Yeah. Amy,
But yeah,
thank you
thanks
so
for
much for
that,
that.
Amy.
What about
I'm glad you said that to the
You're
nurses anyway.
welcome.
I'm glad you gave the
you, Jin?
nurses.
Thank you.
I'm glad you gave them a piece of your mind, because it's definitely time. And for them to say, "Oh, we're just
Oh,
following orders," so basically you're following orders and you're killing people. Oh, that's really good. That's really good.
exactly. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
The
But my
level
what's
of
troubling me? What's troubling me as a black African born in England, living in Japan, is that they're saying that black people, together with Asians, are more susceptible to this virus, which is like a load of horse shit. That's rubbish.
Yeah.
Right? I haven't been sick since 1991, and that was when I went to Morocco and I got diarrhea. I didn't take any medication for it. I just kept eating, kept pooing, of course. And when I left, 2 days later, I recovered. Okay? Haven't been sick since that day. So for them I haven't had a cold, a cough, a blocked nose. I've had nothing since then. Okay? So as
Well.
far as I'm concerned,
Well.
they are lying. They are targeting us black people. And what I say to the black people, get out there, do your exercises. I'm dressed. I'm going to be going to do my exercise like I've been doing all these years. Nothing's changed. So I want to see you out there to prove them wrong, that we don't die from the viruses. We know that the white people themselves, their DNA is slightly different. They age faster than us. That's a fact. I've seen it. People know that. I don't know how they can say that we are more susceptible. Yeah? When you look at us, when you look at me, like I'm now 58, people who are 58 look worse than I am because they're not looking after their health. They're dying quickly. So all I'm saying to the black brothers and sisters, get out there and do your exercises, because they're deliberately attacking us. How is it that we can be more
Do you think it's Jin? Jin, do you think it's the colour, or do you think it's the blood? The type of blood?
It's the type of blood and the color, of course. But what I'm trying to say to you is this. We don't get colds like that. That's a lie. They're targeting us. Okay? I haven't been sick since 1991. And the last time I went, before that, I wasn't sick for ages. I've had one injection once to Africa as a booster, because I went to Africa, Morocco, in 1991. So I haven't been sick since that day. So how can they say that we Africans and Afro-Caribbeans are more susceptible to the
The other
COVID-19.
thing is, if you actually saw it on the media, then you've got to ignore it because it's just part of their propaganda. That's the only thing.
Right.
Remember? It goes on and on and on, the lie, on and on and on and on, and all the games and the, you know, the pay and play, Dallas Dynasty.
Yeah, I have noticed though that my
Yes.
black brothers and sisters are very quick to listen to what they're being told and believe in it. What I want to see, what I'd like to see, is more black brothers and sisters out there doing their exercises. Prove them wrong.
Yes.
I'm doing it on a weekly basis. Weekly exercise. 58. I can do me pull-ups. I do me press-ups, leg raises.
I think actually everybody should be doing it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Prove them wrong. Come on. Sit there and take the lies. Anyway, that's all I've got to say on that matter. It's been lovely being with you girls, and looking forward to Sunday with CCC continuation, part 2.
Yes.
More to come, folks.
Yes.
More to come.
Yeah.
Sorry about the rant on the black and white thing. I'm not really like that. I'm not really a black and white thing. I'm just emphasizing that they've shot across my bow a big lie, and I want to hit it back over their fence, okay, and motivate black people to get up and exercise to prove them wrong. That's all.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, yes, and I say for the rest of the world, Jin's message for the rest of the world. Amy, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Oh,
Jin,
thank you.
We'll blow a kiss into Ethernet for Cece. The Cece, and we're coming back on. We're coming back on Sunday to continue having a hangout with him. Anyway, thank you so much, guys.
Everybody, fight hard. Don't give up, everyone. Do not give up. We're in this together. The fact is, we're in this together, and that's what we got to do, you know. Put me in the front of the row. When the revolution happens, I'm front seat, #1.
Hey, we've just lost Amy there. But Jin, Amy, Cece, and to the chat room. Thank you very much.
Yes, you guys and those in the chat room, we'll be back.
We'll be back.
We'll be back, as Arnold said. Stick around. We'll be back.
All right, Jin. Bye, everybody.
Yeah. Bye now, guys.